obviously, the key element will be energy policy. I very much believe in that. Therein lies the true power of really changing the economy. And I also do not believe in degrowth, especially since this year has shown how much people like it when they have to make their own sensible choices and what they can live without or cannot live without.
The inspiring thing about this is that we have seen a quite spectacular increase of the price in ETS, which was a result of a negotiation that started with the Swedish proposal. But it's not enough. I think that we have to have an even greater price or even higher price in the ETS system in order to phase out fossil fuels rapidly. And then I would say other challenges would be to also have incentives of raising also the private sector funding. We know that it won't be enough, the money that is put forward from the EU budget.
Change happens locally because it's in your community where you have, for example, a new transport system, or where you have the possibility to use electrical cars and so on. So real change has two components: the infrastructure side, where you especially talk about member states and on the EU level, and then local opportunities. Most change has happened where people developed for themselves solutions, so where they owned the change, because it's now their lifestyle and they've seen for themselves how things could work out. So I truly believe that participation is not a feel-good thing or something you address. That's really one core part of making this transformation work.
Maybe this is the way to increase the acceptance for the taxes as well, to spend exactly the money from the taxes on supporting such projects. This is a very important point where the money ends up. We just have to make people clear, if they pay for the carbon emissions, the money comes back in a different way.
I think it's important also to mention that a renewable and sustainable energy system will be much more complex than our system is now. And that is something that we in politics will have to deal with, because the big hurdle for renewables is nature. You cannot put up windmills everywhere. You cannot use solar power everywhere, and you cannot use pumped hydropower or hydropower everywhere. So those are questions that we have to deal with. We have to deal with the complexity. I really believe in the idea of energy communities, but there is also a huge communication effort towards local communities, towards the individual consumer, so that they can really make an informed choice with the possibilities that they have at home. Obviously, we have to deal with lots of not in my backyard problems, and that is the same also with storage, for example. Mm-hmm. And that is a process that politics will have to get used to, that renewables are a lot more present in people's lives, because you can see them in the most part. It's not the same as the energy systems that we used to have. So it will always, and that brings us back to the energy communities and also to what Dieter has said. You have to engage local communities in these processes very early on in order to be successful.